Shifting our focus now on day 2 of the UN Climate Summit in Egypt, much of the talk revolved around the Climate Fund. UN Secretary General António Guterres said that the loss and damage from climate crisis can no longer be swept under the rug. The UN chief called for a clear roadmap to address the issues for nations battered by devastating impacts of climate change. Guterres had a stark warning for world leaders. He said that the world is on a highway to climate hell, and the choice is between working together or collective suicide in the battle against global warming.
Clock is ticking. We are in the fight of our lives and we are losing. Greenhouse gas emissions keep growing. Global temperatures keep rising. And our planet is fast approaching tipping points that will make climate chaos irreversible. We are on a highway to climate hell with our foot still on the accelerator.
British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said that Russia-Ukraine war and rising energy prices should not be a reason to go slow on climate change. He said that the UK remained committed to £11.6 billion in climate financing.
But I can tell you today that the United Kingdom is delivering on our commitment of £11.6 billion. And as part of this, we will now triple our funding on adaptation to £1.5 billion by 2025.
Now, Germany and Belgium have also committed to funding developing countries suffering damage and loss due to climate crisis. Chancellor Olaf Scholz said that Germany is putting €170 million into a global shield program, which will offer a kind of insurance scheme for the vulnerable nations.
We will provide targeted support to the countries most affected by climate change in dealing with loss and damage. At G7 presidency, we want to set up a global shield against climate risks together with the vulnerable 20. Germany will make €170 million available for this umbrella and for climate risk financing.
Maldives, the island nation impacted by climate change, has made a fervent appeal to the world to address the issue of climate injustice. Speaking at the Climate Summit, the Vice President of the Maldives said that the coral reefs were on life support.
Our coral reefs, drawing tourists from around the world, are on life support. And every single island has lost its freshwater supply, so we are dependent on technology to provide fresh water. Yet our contribution to the cause of climate change is negligible, and so is, without global solidarity, our ability to respond to these changes. We come to COP to address this injustice.
At Cop27 Summit, the UN also unveiled a 5-year plan to build global early warning systems for extreme weather events. The UN chief said that $3.1 billion, which comes to less than 50 cents per person, was a small price to pay for the methods that can save thousands of, if not millions of lives. India's Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav voiced support for UN Secretary General's agenda to achieve early warnings for all. Speaking at the UN Secretary General High-Level Roundtable, he said that the global pace of climate mitigation is not enough to contain the rate of climate change and that climate finance is still a mirage.
Climate finance is still a mirage, and effective climate adaptation such as early warning for all help us collectively in our region toward reducing vulnerabilities and ensuring preparedness and swift and timely response to natural hazards.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.